Hey there, we are here at Midtown Comics, Times Square. I am Henry. It is Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day. You can see we've got tons of fresh books on the wall. It is a big week in the world of comics. We've got some huge releases. We've got the next installment of Dark Knight's Metal with a side book, The Wild Hunt. We've also got a new issue of Avengers No Surrender and the return of Kick-Ass from Mark Millar and John Romita Jr., the original creative team. So we're going to take a look down this wall, then we're going to stop and we're going to talk about some of our favorite books of the week. Now we're going to start off with some staff picks, and we're going to go off with Seabaz, who put Kill or Be Killed, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, always doing an amazing job. And Elizabeth Brettweiser, I cannot speak highly enough of her colors, really does some great work. Then we've got Andrew picking Marvel 2-in-1. Now, we were talking about how much he loved this book. Chip Zdarsky's doing a great job, and now we've got Valerio Schiti on art, and it looks like a Wild Wolverine is going to be popping up in this issue. We've also got the brand new issue of Ragman. Mike's a big DC guy. He loves all these crazy cool characters that you don't always get to see, so Ragman is straight up his alley. Then we've got Nelson picking Old Man Hawkeye. Very cool cover here from Marco Cicchetto. Awesome book from our buddy Ethan Sachs, who of course joined us when the book dropped. And then V, oh, you know, V's got a huge fan favorite, reaction with X-Men Grand Design. He's a big fan of the series, and this is a really snazzy second printing cover. Now we're going to go through and we're going to talk about some of the books that are on this new release wall. We've got the brand new issue of Giants, a very cool series from Dark Horse. We also have the brand new issue of Jenny Finn, issues 3 and 4, so these books are quite young. You can jump into it. It is the final issue of Jenny Finn, but 4 issues is easy to pick up from Mike Mignola. Then we've got DC, and we've got Batgirl and the Birds of Prey from the Benson sisters. They do an amazing job. A couple different covers here. I like this Terry Dodson cover quite a bit. Really fun read. Then we have the brand new issue of Detective Comics. A couple different covers here. We're going to be talking more about Detective Comics once we get to the end of this. And you can see a very somber cover there with Clayface in his hands. And we also have the brand new issue of Dark Knight's Rising with the Wild Hunt. It is a spin-off of Metal. It is tying in with it, and it's got Grant Morrison and Scott Snyder working together on a Batman story with Joshua Williamson and James Tynion IV. Some amazing writers there. We've also got the brand new issue of Gotham City Garage, as well as the brand new issue of Red Hood and the Outlaws, and then we've got Neil Adams' Dead Man. As we continue through the wall, we've also got the brand new issue of Flash. Very cool. A couple different covers here that I love. I'm a big fan of the Howard Porter. I'm actually double dipping on covers now. Don't tell anybody. And then we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, where it looks like we've got an appearance from General Zod, who is now imposing his will onto the Green Lantern Corps. Then we have the brand new issue of Justice League of America. We're going to be talking more about this one in a little bit. And you can see Promethea is making her much anticipated debut in the pages of the book. We also have the brand new issue of Michael Cray, a Wildstorm spinoff, and the director's cut edition of Mr. Miracle. Now, as we continue, we've got Ragman, Scooby Apocalypse, and the continuation of Milk Wars and Shade, The Changing Woman, and Wonder Woman. And then we have the brand new Dark Knight's Metal series, Sideways. Now, we're going to take a look up, and we'll check out some of these cool graphic novels, a bunch of really great hits here. We've got Robotic Existentialism, The Vault of Horrors, The Secret Loves of Geeks, which we'll talk about a little bit more. We've got a second printing of the Dark Prince Charming Batman book, as well as Golden Age Batmans, and more Batman and more Batman. Batman Legacy, Outsiders, what do you want? We got it. Now, as we bring it down to more of the new releases, we've got brand new issues of Suicide Squad with this fancy Andrea Sorrentino cover, as well as the brand new issue of Supergirl and Action Comics. We are getting dangerously close to 1,000 issues, issue 997. You guys got to join in on the ride. We also have the brand new issue of New Superman and the Justice League of China. That's right, it's a name change and a branding change. Couple cool covers here that are very cool. I really like the redesign for Ken and Kong's outfit. Now, as we continue on, we've got the brand new issue of Titans, as well as the issue of Wonder Woman that is out this week, issue number 40, and a really cool cover by Jenny Friesen over here. I love her covers. I talk about them every time because they're so cool. We've got the brand new issue of Xena, a brand new series, issue number 1, if you guys are a fan of the TV series. We've also got a few books from Valiant, including Bloodshot Salvation and Ninja K, which is, of course, Ninjak. Then we have the brand new issue of G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. We'll see the new Snake Eyes front and center on the cover, as well as a bunch of great books from Image, including Angelic, Black Monday Murders, and Curse Words. Now we've got Dark Fang, which of course you'll remember a few weeks back, Miles Gunter joined us. Very cool book with a nice environmentalist spin. And then we've got The Death of Love and a reprint of Ice Cream Man because Ice Cream Man flew off the shelves when issue 1 came out. I don't even think we have any of it left because you guys have to pick up the reprinted edition. And then you'll see here a book that I'm going to spend some time talking about, the brand new and final issue of Invincible, issue number 144. A couple different covers here. I particularly like this Corey Walker cover that is, of course, an homage to the original Invincible number 1. Now, as we continue, we've got one of the biggest books of the week, Kick-Ass number 1. It is a brand new iteration of the character. You guys could call this Kick-Ass 4 if you wanted, but we have a new hero behind the mask and a new adventure that is worth checking out. Now, we'll check out a bunch of these cool collections. We've got stuff like Nightwing and the DC Looney Tunes collection. Now, this is a collection of all the Looney Tunes one-shots put into one volume. Very cool. And Legends of Tomorrow, The Atom, which is great because I love The Atom, and it's awesome to see him getting some spotlight. Now, we've got the Action Comics hardcover, very cool, Volume 2, if you guys have been following the series. And we've got Titans Volume 3, Judas Among Us. Then we've got Grass Kings, Volume 1, a nice hardcover from Boom and Matt Kint. Pestilence from Frank Thierry. Lovecraft, The Myth of Cthulhu. Bingo Love, which it looks like we're about to run out of, which you know is going to be a lot of fun. And we've got Full Bleed. Now, as we bring it back down, we've still got tons of books. I mean, we've just got books and books and books and books. So we've got Kill or Be Killed, which Seabaz put as his pick of the week, and that's because he's got impeccable taste. Kill or Be Killed is an incredible series. Really love it. Then we have Lazarus, and we've got Mage, The Hero Denied, and then on the other side of our weekly release list, we've got Paradiso, issue number 3. We've also got Port of Earth, Rumble, Sleepless, and Slots. It is a really great time to be a comic book fan because there are all these vibrant worlds that are being explored in these books. Then we also have Stray Bullets and Twisted Romance, and we've got the brand new issue of Youngblood. Very cool cover here, and there should be, I guess maybe there's not. I thought there was another cover. Oh, there is another cover. Ha-ha! It's just selling, so we don't have a whole lot left. So you guys got to come by and you got to pick up the books while you can. Now, we do have a reprinted edition of Avengers No Surrender, issue number 675, and we've got the brand new issue as well, 680. We're going to spend some time talking about that. Then we have the brand new issue of Captain America, a very cool Bilquis Evely Hulk variant. Now, Marvel is doing Hulk variants throughout the month, and tons of these things are selling out in like a second. Like literally, like these things are gone within a week. So you guys got to come by the stores to get your best chance to try to pick them up. Maybe you could find some of them on our website. We've also got the brand new issue of Deadpool, and we've got Doctor Strange, issue number 385. And I love that Mike Del Mundo cover. That's a really cool one. We've got the brand new issue of Falcon. Very cool. Looks like Falcon is showing Blackheart who's who. Then we've got Marvel 2-in-1, a couple different covers here that I really like. Of course, once again, that's a Hulk variant. Then we'll bring it up, and you'll see that we've got The Fall of G.I. Joe, the complete storyline collected into one volume. We've also got the brand new volume of Transformers Lost Light, Volume 2. Very cool. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe, Volume 3. Now, here you'll see a bunch of reprinted editions of Kick-Ass, and we've got volumes 1, 2, 3, 4. You ask why there's 4, that's because one of them is Hit Girl in disguise. So if you're a fan of Kick-Ass, this is a great chance for you to check out the series and pick up all of it. Then we've got the brand new Epic Collection of Daredevil. We've got the Star Wars strips from IDW. Very cool classic renditions of them. And we've got some books about the New Mutants, including the Zeb Wells collection and a coloring book. So if you guys got a bunch of box of crayons, you got some colored pencils, you got to color away. Very cool stuff. Now, we also have the brand new issue of Miss Marvel. Of course, Kamala Khan is one of the most popular young heroes in the Marvel Universe, and it looks like her influence is spreading in issue number 27 of Teenage Wasteland. Then we have the brand new issue of Punisher, as well as the new issue of Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, a new storyline. Well, it's actually a one-shot storyline, Bad to the Bone, which is really cool if you guys are a fan of the classic Star Wars Spider-Man character. Then we've got Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, issue number 16. It is a brand new storyline, Fast Times at Midtown High, and Annie's off on her own. We've also got the Amazing Spider-Man Annual, number 42. That's right, 42, because, of course, now it's the legacy numbering, so it's got all the issues that they've ever done for an annual in one. Very cool, and I love this Mike Hawthorne variant. Really cool perspective on that. That's an awesome cover. Then we have the brand new issue of Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, issue number 29. We've got the brand new issue of Darth Vader, a couple different covers here, including one honoring Carrie Fisher, and I think that's an impeccable likeness by Rod Rice. We've also got the brand new issue of Poe Dameron. A lot of Star Wars this week. If you haven't been reading Poe Dameron, you're missing out. And we've got the brand new issue of Thrawn. In fact, it's the first issue. That's right. Grand Admiral Thrawn is one of the greatest forces in the Empire, and now we get to see his rise to the top in a brand new comic book by Jody Houser and Luke Ross. Then we've got Old Man Hawkeye, a couple different covers here, including the Hulk variant by Terry Dodson. Then we have the brand new issue of Old Man Logan, lots of old men all over the place. Then we have Weapon X, very cool book to check out from Greg Pak. Cable, a couple different covers here. Phoenix Resurrection, X-Men Blue, and a couple of X-Men Grand Design reprints. So it's a very cool week. It is very exciting time to be a comic book fan, and you guys are going to love what we have to talk about. From the top, we've got the brand new issue of Detective Comics. Now right here I've pulled the Raphael Albuquerque variant, which I think is really cool because it's got Batman under, you know, upside down in the rain, looking all sad. He's kind of doing that Spider-Man pose. You remember the classic Spider-Man pose from the movie where he kissed Mary Jane? Except Mary Jane's not here. It's just Batman, and he's just sad because the last few issues of Batman have been really depressing, and in the best way. It's been really good stuff. Clayface has been examined and re-examined as such a complex hero, and I've loved what they're doing with Detective Comics. James Tynion's doing a great job, and Phil Briones on art this issue. Let's, can't show you that first page. That's a massive spoiler. Whoa. So that's cool. Let's look at some of these other pages that maybe aren't horrible spoilers. Okay, here. This is less of a spoiler. It's just angry squabbling, you know? That's okay. Cannot show you that first page. But whoa, this book is great. I totally should have looked at the book before I did that. So then we've got the brand new issue of Dark Knight's Rising. Now this is the Wild Hunt. You'll see that it's got a metallic sheen to it, which is really cool because it's a metal book, so they've all got that nice trade dress. We have... So this makes me happy. If you guys have been watching, you guys know I'm a big Howard Porter fan. So Howard Porter does a lot of the art in this. And guys, he's drawn Detective Chimp. And Detective Chimp is awesome. He is a detective who is a chimp. That is all you ever need in this world. How can you possibly ask for more? We'll flip through and we'll show off some of the cool stuff here. We also see that we've got appearances by a great cast of characters because we've got the Red Tornado, who I haven't seen in quite some time. We've got the Metal Men, and I love the Metal Men. So it's really great to see DC embracing all these characters in some weird and wacky stories and show off somebody that's not Howard Porter. Let's see. We've got this super cool image from Jorge Jimenez. And we've also... Let's see what else we got in here. I want to show you stuff, but I don't want to spoil it all for you. You guys got to swing by. Okay, well here you'll see that we've got Doug Mahnke drawing The Flash. Very cool stuff. I actually love his art because I've been a huge fan of his ever since Under the Red Hood. Way back when. Going back a bit. And, oh, I can't show you. I can't show you. Too many spoilers. But, great read. Then we have the brand new issue of Deadman. Now, one of the reasons I grabbed this off the rack is because I think this is one of the coolest covers of the week because of the way that the Spectre is coming out of Deadman's nose. Normally not a sentence that you think you're going to say, but definitely a book that you want to be checking out if you're a fan of Neil Adams. He's really doing some great stuff here, showing off his talent as both a writer and an artist, and it is a book you want to read. Then we have the brand new issue of Flash. Oh, I didn't grab both covers. I thought I did. I know I grabbed both covers. But this is the Howard Porter edition, and I am really enjoying this story. And just look at this opening page, and you'll know why. Gorilla Grodd, as drawn by Carmine Di Giandomenico, who I'm a big fan of. And I'm really a big fan of this book. I think Joshua Williamson is doing a great job re-examining the Flash mythos and bringing Gorilla Grodd back, who we haven't seen since the days of Francis Manapul and Brian Buccellato in the Flash. So very happy to see that. Hello, Peru. Happy to have you tuning in. Then we've got the brand new issue of Justice League of America, issue number 24. You guys heard me talk about it before. We've got Promethea. And if you guys are a fan of Promethea, from, of course, her critically acclaimed series by Alan Moore and J.H. Williams III, you'll be really excited to see her popping up in the pages of Justice League of America. Steve Orlando's been doing a really great job, and we've got some great pencils here by Neil Edwards to show it off as she faces off against the Queen of Fables in a very exciting story that has had Twitter abuzz. I've seen people talking about this story more on Twitter than I have any Justice League book the last couple years. This is definitely something you guys are going to want to check out if you are a big Justice League fan. Then we've got the Director's Cut edition of Mr. Miracle. So this is really fun because it's by Tom King, of course, and Mitch Gerads. And if you guys have never read any of the Director's Cuts, oh wow, this one's actually got bonus stuff. So this is a Director's Cut that's got a bonus story in it. which is really cool. They don't normally do that. So that's awesome. It looks like, let's see, who do we have on this? We've got Scott McDaniel on art. I totally wasn't expecting to see that there. Is it? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. It doesn't say who does that little bonus at the front. But it's still really cool. And it's awesome because we get to see the process. We get to see the inked version of the book. And big fan of the series. If you guys have been checking it out, Tom King is doing an amazing job. Then we've got the brand new issue of Shade the Changing Girl and Wonder Woman. And it's a continuation of Milk Wars. If you guys haven't been reading Milk Wars, it is bizarre. And I'd show you that first page, but it's a little bit inappropriate. This book is not always for the kids, but we'll show this page. Really some great stuff here. Mirko and Dolfo jumping on art, who you'll remember from the recent Wonder Woman run a couple months back, doing a really great job of showing off some incredible detail and landscapes, which I think always adds a great depth to the book and to the world. Check it out. If you haven't been, the Young Animal books are doing amazing stuff, and we're about to be getting a bunch of new Young Animal titles in just about a month. So you guys should keep an eye out for that. We'll be talking about those when they come up. Then we have the brand new issue of Suicide Squad, and I grabbed the Andrea Sorrentino cover because, oh my goodness, so Andrea Sorrentino is now doing the alternate covers for Suicide Squad, and I think I'm going to have to buy every single one of these covers if they're all like this, because this is really fantastic work. I think we already sold out of it online, so you guys are going to have to pick it up in store. And we also have The Wall, a brand new character appearing in Suicide Squad. And I always get really worried because if you're a new character and you appear in the pages of Suicide Squad, the track record isn't great, as we see with the return of Hack this issue, who of course joined the Suicide Squad a couple years ago, and things didn't really work out too super awesome. I won't really say why, but I'll say that you should check it out. Then we've got this very cool edition of Supergirl, very cool cover. I just wanted to show off the Art Germ variant here in particular. Steve Orlando's been doing a great job, Jody Hauser helping out as well. Really having a lot of fun on that one. Then we've also got the Carrie Andrews variants, a lot of really cool variants I'm showing you guys this week, because we know you guys love seeing these cool variants, and I know that I love talking about pretty pictures, because this is really a pretty picture. Carrie Andrews doing a great job, and if you guys haven't been checking out Action Comics, we're at 997. We are getting really close to 1,000. This has been an exciting story where we get to see a new version of General Zod, we get to see Booster Gold, and we get to see the Superman mythos explored in a really fun and creative way. Then we've got the brand new issue of Titans, and I've got the Nick Bradshaw variant here. I am really enjoying the series, and I'm really enjoying the emotional distrust of the entire team. Everybody's kind of really upset, and you know the Titans are always kind of better when they're really upset, which is unfortunate. I'm sorry, I like watching you suffer, but you'll see here on the cover, you've got Roy Harper, and you've got Cheshire, and if you know their history at all, that is a terrible thing, especially for Roy, who of course has had his battles in the past with substance abuse. And I'm not going to tell you what happens in this issue, but I'll tell you that she brings out the worst in him, and it makes for one of the best books on the shelves this week. Paul Plettier doing a great job on the art as well. Then we've got the brand new issue of Wonder Woman. I wanted to show off this very cool cover from Jenny Friesen. I love her covers. I love the feather detail. I think it's really cool. It's really beautiful, and it is a really incredible read. And then we've got a number of cool independent books to talk about. We've got the brand new issue and final issue of Skyborn, issue number 5 of the delayed series. I know a lot of fans have been eagerly awaiting, so if you're a fan of Frank Cho and if you're a fan of the Skyborn series, you could finally see it end. It's finally at a conclusion, and I think it's pretty cool. I think it's great, and I think Frank Cho does a great job on the art. Now we've also got the brand new issue, the debut issue of Xena. And Xena is written by Meredith Finch. We got art from Vincent Cifuentes. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I know that this is going to be a good read because Dynamite has been doing a great job with a lot of these television properties, and I know that they really have a great specialty towards the fantastical, and Meredith Finch definitely has a history in that realm, so I'm excited. And I love this David Finch cover. Very cool. Then we've got a very cool brand new issue of Bloodshot Salvation. If you guys haven't been checking it out, Jeff Lemire is making people really happy by making Bloodshot really sad. It's a really fun, engaging story that is just absolutely depressing at times, and I think that makes for a really cool read, and I think it makes for one of the most exciting books that Valiant is putting out. Jeff Lemire has had his hands in Bloodshot for years now, and it has made for some really creative comics. Now we've got a book that we don't often get to talk about a whole lot, but we've got the brand new issue of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. And this is issue number 248, and you'll see here on the cover, we've got the new Snake Eyes, and that's why I really wanted to talk about this book, because if you guys are a longtime Joe fan like me, I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. I used to read a bunch of the comics, I used to watch all the cartoons, and I probably have a couple hundred of the toys at home, so it's really exciting seeing that after all this time, they can still find creative ways to reimagine the characters, including this new Snake Eyes. Now, I won't tell you the full deal, but I'll tell you that it still pays a fantastic tribute to the original Snake Eyes, and if you are a fan of the series, you've got to be picking this up, because Larry Hama is still on the book, and he's been on the book since, like, the dawn of time. He's always kept this near and dear to his heart, and he's been doing a really good job. Pick it up. Then we've got the brand new issue of Curse Words. This is issue number 11. I've got the Tula Lote cover here. I like Tula Lote's covers, but I also really like the series because it's just so bizarre. Maybe I could show you some pages without scarring you, because Curse Words is definitely one of those books. Ryan Brown does the art, and his art can really mess with your head. But he does an amazing job, and I really like what he brings to the project. I think that it's a fantastic read, and if you want a cool fantasy series with a lot of magic, you got to pick it up because it is definitely worth your time. It's a new storyline. It is issue number 11. You guys can pick up it. There are 2 trade paperbacks of the series, so you can pick it up, catch up, and enjoy. And now this one makes me sad. So this is the final issue of Invincible, and I'm really sad to see it go, mostly because I've read 143 issues of this in the last month. I have been on an Invincible binge, rereading in anticipation of the series finale, which means that I bought this Cory Walker tribute cover because, of course, Cory Walker was the original artist. But guys, this is huge. It is double-sized. It is like a really big book. You can only tell so much in a video, but it's a really big book, and it is it's a nice end. You know, it's nice to see that Invincible, not every book gets to have a nice ending. Invincible definitely wraps up a lot of the plot threads, brings everything together, and it makes for a fantastic book. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not. But I'm going to show you the first page, and if you're an Invincible fan, you'll know directly what it's homage to. And, of course, this is Mark Grayson having a real personal talk. And if you guys have been reading Invincible, you know that this is a framework that they love doing throughout the series, where they do these really close, intimate shots, but they do it on a splash page, and it's always for really important information. So this is a really important book that you guys should pick up. If you've never read Invincible, look, it's 144 issues, but it's done, okay? So go pick it up. It's like it's going to be 25 volumes when it's done, but I have read all of them in a month because it's so addicting. You guys, everybody I know that has ever read Invincible has plowed through it. Pick it up. It's a fantastic read. Now, for a new taste of an old flame, we've got Kick-Ass issue number 1. Now, this is a brand new series from Mark Millar and from John Romita Jr. Of course, this is their baby. They worked on this years ago, but this is a new iteration of Kick-Ass with a new lead, but it does actually, pay homage to the original stuff, and it is definitely a book that you guys are going to want to check out. John Romita Jr. does some amazing work, and it's Mark Millar writing Kick-Ass. I mean, come on. That sells you right there. Don't worry about anything else. Worry about Mark Millar, Kick-Ass, and John Romita Jr. Pick it up. It is a really fantastic new edition of the series. Now we hit Marvel, and we've got a bunch of cool books here, including the new issue of Avengers No Surrender. I think we're already sold out online, which we might have the variant covers, but this book is flying off the shelves. We sell out of every single issue of this storyline. We literally do not have it anymore, and that is because it is so good. So you guys got to pick them up right away. It's a weekly series. It's got every single Avenger that you want in a story in one place, and it looks like they're planting some seeds for a couple classic characters to be reappearing. I'm not going to tell you who, but Al Ewing, Jim Zub, Mark Waid, and on this issue we've got Kim Jacinto on art doing a really amazing job. Pick it up. It's awesome, and I love these Mark Brooks covers. Now we have the brand new issue of Captain America. We've got the start of Out of Time, which is, of course, Captain America was horribly frozen again. Sorry, Cap. It happens. But it happened at the end of last issue, and now we have to see what happens when Captain America wakes up in a new and different time period. And it's got the writing of Mark Waid, who I was just talking about. Mark Waid does a great job. And Chris Samney. You know how they won 1,000 awards for their, run on Daredevil? They're bringing that same flavor to Captain America, so you should pick it up. Now we've got one of the most talked about books is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is doing a great job. Donny Cates is having a lot of fun with Gabriel Hernandez Walta on art. And let's see if I can. This is another one of those books you got to kind of be careful that you don't spoil everything, especially with what's been going on. Oh, nope, can't show you. Here, space stuff. This is some vague space stuff. This will not spoil you on it. But I will tell you, I feel spoiled because they're doing such a great job on this book. This is one of my favorite Doctor Strange runs, and I actually really liked everything that we've seen these last few years. We got Jason Aaron, Dennis Hopeless, now Donny Cates. Really, really fantastic. If you're not reading Doctor Strange, pick up the last couple issues. It's only a few issues into this. It is really an amazing book. Then we've got the brand new issue of Marvel 2-in-1, and one of my favorite artists in comics is now on the book, Valerio Schiti. And see, it just makes me happy. I just open it up, I'm already happy. Because Valerio Schiti adds so much detail to the book, really has a great flavor for fun, really brings the characters to life. And if you haven't been reading this, Chip Zdarsky is nailing the heart of Ben Grimm, which I think is really important. He's one of those characters that's been around forever, and fans have longed to see him and Johnny brought back together. And it looks like, of course, we're planting the seeds of the return of the Fantastic Four. So if you aren't reading Marvel 2-in-1, you're making a mistake. Please pick it up. It really is a great book, and it's Valerio Schiti on art. I love Valerio Schiti. He was one of the Young Guns a few years ago. He's done great books on Guardians, Journey into Mystery, all these great things. Check it out. Then another favorite of mine is the work of Matt Rosenberg on Punisher. Of course, Punisher War Machine continues as we get to see Frank Castle making some horrible decisions, but I guess everything he does is kind of a horrible decision. So it is really fun to see Frank with all this power, all this potential. Pick it up if you want to see just Punisher at his most merciless. Very cool. We also have, I talked about it before, we've got the stunning variant cover by Mike Hawthorne on Amazing Spider-Man, annual number 42. Now this is cool. I like the annuals because they're telling a side story. So if you aren't reading the regular book, it's a great opportunity to check out what's going on in Spider-Man. And we've really got some cool stuff here as we get to focus on Betty Brant. And we've got the art of Corey Smith, who's going to be doing the upcoming Weapon H book. And I'll just show you some of these pages. Not necessarily particularly action-packed, but they are definitely packed with detail. And for me, I've mentioned it a couple times, I really like the details. I think that adds a lot to the book. And I think that Corey Smith on Amazing Spider-Man is doing a great job with this issue. And it's definitely something you want to check out. Now we've got a couple Star Wars books I want to talk about, including the brand new issue of Poe Dameron, which Poe Dameron has become one of my favorite books that Marvel is putting out. Charles Soule is doing a really amazing job. And we've got the art of Angel Unzueta. And just to show you, Angel Unzueta does a great job with the layouts and with the details through, I don't know, magic? I think he's using magic to create these images because it really is some great stuff, some great art, and it really highlights the world of Star Wars, and it nails the likenesses. But it's funny because my favorite characters are actually the original creations we've seen in this book. I'm not going to tell you too much about it because I think that a lot of you guys are probably missing out. So I'm going to give you the chance to pick up the book if you haven't been already. There's a few trade paperbacks of it, and it is a book definitely worth your time. Then we've also got Thrawn. So we've got Poe Dameron, of course, in the far reaches of, episode 7, 8, 9 territory. And then we've got Grand Admiral Thrawn, who operates in the original trilogy. But we get to see a bit of a flashback tale to his early days. If you guys have watched Star Wars Rebels, or maybe you're an old school fan like me and you guys checked out the old expanded universe stuff with Admiral Thrawn, you will be very excited to see what he's doing in this book. Jody Houser doing a great job adapting his recent novel. Then we've got Old Man Hawkeye, and I just wanted to talk about this book because it's so cool. Marco Cicchetto and Ethan Sachs is really doing a great job, and I'll show you because it's right here at the beginning. We've got like weird alternate evil future. Well, evil. He was already evil. It's Bullseye. It's Bullseye as a sheriff in the future, and it's Bullseye versus Hawkeye, and they're both old cranky men, and that sounds fun. And it's Marco Cicchetto drawing it. How many, this is the easiest thing in the world to sell because it's so good, because it's cool. Who doesn't want to see that? It's Hawkeye. If you guys haven't seen Hawkeye and Bullseye fight before, it's one of the best fights you could possibly have. It's two guys with perfect aim fighting off, but they're both old. One's got one eye, one's going blind. They're going to be shooting their feet. It's going to be great. Then we've got the brand new issue of Weapon X. I love this David Nakayama cover because I love that it's got Domino and Warpath, two of my favorite side characters in the X-Men world. And I hate to call them side characters because they're near and dear to my heart. I've got figures and statues of them both at home. But I really like that Greg Pak has been putting a lot of focus on these characters and doing a great job in Nuclear War, which I think is a very fun pun and a fantastic series. And then we've got a couple more X-Men hits to close us off. We've got the brand new issue of Cable. I wanted to show off this John Tyler Christopher action figure cover, the trading card cover, the trading card cover, because it's got all the stats, and it's even got a nice little headshot in the back there. And this book has been really cool, exploring the history of Cable with the Newer Mutants storyline. And look, it's got an ad for New Mutants in there. But it's cool to see, you know, a lot of these characters popping up that we haven't seen in a while, like Shatterstar, like, you know, Cable himself, who we don't always get. And we've got Selene, who, of course, was the Black Queen and was the focal point of a lot of really important stories, including the Necrosha story a few years ago. And then our last new release book is X-Men Blue, issue number 21. This is part 2 of Poison X. If you guys didn't pick up the X-Men Blue annual a couple weeks back, you guys got to go pick it up. But it's really cool because it's Venom and it's the X-Men, and I don't think I've ever seen them team up, to be honest. So I'm excited because I actually can't think of the last time I saw them teaming up. So that's a cool thing to check out, and this is a cool book for you to check out. And a couple graphic novels I wanted to give some spotlight to include The Secret Loves of Geeks. Now, I bought this book, and I bought the previous installment last year, which was The Secret Loves of Geek Girls. So it's really cool because these are fun stories from a number of different creators. And I opened it up, and we've got, for example, First Loves, a story by Amy Chu, which is really cool, really fun, and it's got the art of Valentine Delandro, who does Bitch Planet. So we've got amazing creators right off the bat, and all I did was open to a random page. We've got the cast of Star Wars apparently popping up in this book. It's really fun, and it's such a low price. It's only $14.99, and it's from Dark Horse, and Dark Horse does a great job with these anthologies, so pick it up. Then we've got the DC Looney Tunes collection, and these were a lot of fun. Of course, you see right here on the cover, we've got the Batman Elmer Fudd special that was written by Tom King. So Tom King has been on a number of really top-selling books, and this book sold out so crazy fast when it came out. I mean, we sold out of it within like the first week. It went to multiple different printings, and it is definitely a book that many fans are excited to be seeing in a collected edition. If you guys didn't check it out, and a bunch of the other books are really good too. It's not just that one. We've also got some great adventures, some great team-ups. We have Marvin the Martian with Martian Manhunter, really fun there. And a lot of cool stuff, Bugs Bunny and the Legion of Superheroes, a lot of quirky adventures that you don't normally get in your comics. And then we've got a slew, and I'm going to just show you the whole lot of them, of Kick-Ass collections. I mentioned these before. These are all of the previous Kick-Ass books that have come out, including Kick-Ass 1, 2, Hit Girl, and Kick-Ass 3. So if you guys want to check out the world of Kick-Ass, look at those nice spines. This is what I like. This is what I want. I want books that look nice on my shelf, and these books definitely do. If you haven't picked up Kick-Ass, do. And then last but not least is the New Mutants by Zeb Wells collection. Now, this was a book that I really enjoyed when it came out because it reintroduced a couple characters into the New Mutants fold that we hadn't seen in a while. You know, the New Mutants book kind of comes and goes. We get one every now and then, so it's always great when we get a good edition of the New Mutants. I'm a big fan of what Zeb Wells did with this book, and it's actually, and it collects, so it's actually got the stuff from Necrosha, which I was just talking about, and the Necrosha arc was awesome for this because it had Doug Ramsey, and yes, I said awesome and Doug Ramsey in the same sentence, but I swear you guys, he was actually really cool and not completely useless in it. But this is a really fantastic book, and if you haven't picked it up, just look at how cool this trade dress is. This is the kind of stuff that you can expect from this book. Flip it open. There's so much cool stuff. There's some really great adventures, and we get a lot of stuff with Magic, which this was one of my big introductions to the character of Magic, and seeing her reintegrated into the New Mutants was really cool. So, yeah, and that's our week. It's a big week in the world of comics. There's a lot of stuff. Hopefully you guys dug it. Hopefully you liked my words, you know, our describing of the books and the comics and stuff. So please come on by, shop with us, pick up some cool reads. It's a wonderful Wednesday, and we would love to see you guys soon. Did you guys like this video? Let us know in the comments section. We would love to hear from you guys. We've been loving all the comments and all the feedback that you guys have been giving us. We've been taking it to heart. I've even seen some of you guys in the store, and I love seeing you guys. So we love hearing from you. We love knowing what you want us to see. So please let us know in the comments below what you think of the new format, what you think of the books, and what you just think about the world of comics. Thanks.